Hi my loves, how's it going? How you guys doing? Welcome if you're new, welcome back if you've seen me before. It's time to do an update for this Pan That Face palette. It has been a very long time since I've actually done an update. I don't think I have ever done an update since I rolled this in as a product to use. I initially started doing Pan That Face palette after seeing Alex do it. I'll tag her below and I'll put her name here. She's also the person I kind of like, the first sort of person I saw doing like panning content, and that's how I kind of got introduced into panning. Yeah, and I really loved seeing her pan her face palettes. She is like, she does makeup quite regularly, like pretty much on a daily basis. So like I would love to see the amount of progress she'd make. I mean, makeup is just, I don't know, it's not always quite there, so it can take me a lot longer to use because I'm not doing makeup as regularly. Like I'll be lucky sometimes if I do makeup once in a week. Sometimes I'll go like weeks without doing it, so my progress isn't like the same, but I still love to do like project panning where I can. I really need to show you guys an update because I have actually hit pan in the palette and I'm very close to hitting pan in both products, and I'm going to also change the way that I do content for next year. So if you guys are interested in sort of seeing that, please make sure you subscribe, you like this video. I'll do more of these types of videos in the future, that's for sure. And if you want to check me out on any of my other social medias, everything is at dailywithdils and everything is also linked in the description box as well, so you can check me out over there. So the palette that I'm currently panning is a duo from Elf. Now Elf is very notorious for like discontinuing a lot of their products after like a couple of years, or sometimes you will see a product like once and after that it's gone. So I think pretty much everything that they do is limited edition. The palette that I'm currently panning is pomegranate, which literally just looks like this. So I've hit pan in the highlighter, which is not something I expected to hit pan in. I thought I'd hit pan in the blush a lot sooner than the highlighter. The highlighter will last me a lot longer obviously than the blush will, but at least I've hit pan somewhere, because that just goes to show me that I've actually like used the product. So normally what I'll do with the highlighter is put it all over my like cheeks, but the amount I put on my cheeks I have to be a bit careful of. The way I've actually used it up is taking my brush, dip it in here, and then like doing it in like putting the highlighter in the inner corner and like taking it up like this. So it kind of gives that really like, I guess like a brightening look on the eyes, and I really like that. And I think that's the best thing I've done to actually use up this product. If I use too much highlighter on my cheeks, it gives like a bit of a slightly darker sort of shadow, and I don't like that, so I do have to be careful. But with the blush, it's more of like, it's a flatter, like larger surface that I've actually, when I hit pan, it'll hit like a much bigger pan. We're not going to talk about that. And this is the brush that I use to actually do my blush. So because it's a lot more dense, thankfully that did not crack, but because it's a lot more dense, it just hits pan. It just means that there's like a bigger surface that's like just flattening all at once, so it's going to take a little bit longer to see the pan than when we saw it in the highlighter. I have enjoyed using this. I do feel like because it's quite old, it doesn't show up as well on my skin as what I did a couple of years ago or even last year, because it's I think now going on to like 3 years old, I want to say. But again, like I don't remember when I bought a lot of this stuff, so it could have been back in 2022 or it could have been in 23, I don't remember. But yeah, I've had it for some time and I'm glad to have made the progress that I have made on it anyway. That being said, I am also going to change content over slightly. I'm going to take a bit of a step back from panning. So rather than doing all the different project pans I try to do this year, I'm going to condense as many of them as I can and do them in like one video. So rather than doing a separate Pan That Face palette, separate Project 50 uses, separate like just a regular project pan that I do on TikTok, all of that is just going to be combined into one. So I will pick 10 products, I think 10 to 15 products at most, to sort of pan. On just like pan, a lot of the times it will be like I tend to only use like one face palette at a time, or like one particular powder, or like one bronzer. But rather than like I'll add stuff like that in, because then I can at least track usage for myself, like visually as well, to see and just understand better what my collection's like and how I'm actually doing with panning. Because I feel like when I do too much, it gets very overwhelming, and I'm somebody who lives in a permanent overwhelmed state, in a permanent state of stress, so I'm not really doing myself any justice. So yeah, I kind of want to change the way I do project panning and take a bit of a step back, rather than doing so many different project pans. Like they're really fun to do. Like I had a fun time doing Beauty It Said and 50 Shades of Black project pan this year. I might do one of the two next year, and just any products that I have left over will just be chucked into one of the project pans that I decide to do next year. So I'll probably do maximum 2, rather than doing the 5 I think that I was trying to do this year. I'm gonna wrap up as many project pans as I can in November, December, and then hopefully next year I can do a little bit better in terms of like using up products, because I feel like when I try to use up too many things at once, it takes me so much longer, but 2, I then get annoyed and frustrated and bored because I'm not seeing progress as much. Whereas if I just pick like very specific products to pan, I can probably like have more empties as well, but still get to experiment with the rest of my collection. So yeah, like if there's something like specific you want to see, let me know. I'm probably going to do like a shop my stash as well next year, because I feel like where I have such a big collection, it makes more sense for me to do like a shop my stash. I probably won't do a monthly one because that one feels like too much work. 2, I don't think I could really commit to that. I would rather do like a seasonal one, so probably 1 for the winter, 1 for the spring, 1 summer, or like 1 autumn, because I feel like during certain, like there are a lot of products that I have that I would use more seasonally. Like there's like certain lip products I would only ever use in the autumn time, like especially a lot like the deeper browns, and like probably like the really rustic sort of eyeshadow. I'd probably only do that in the sort of autumnal time, and like the winter and like summertime I'll do like pastels, like I'll do like the baby blues and like the really cool toned sort of makeup. In the summer, like I do love to go, obviously it can get really hot here, but like I do love to do like the really sort of bright looks, because I think that can be really fun as well. So like based off of that, like I kind of want to do it like seasonally. Also I think it'll give me a better chance to like get more use out of my entire collection rather than the majority of it being neglected, and probably give me a better idea of things that I actually like versus things I'm keeping for the sake of keeping them. And then hopefully it'll also help me declutter a little bit more, which really is the end sort of thing of this. Like I've obviously wasted a lot of money on makeup. There's a lot of products in here I won't ever repurchase again, and rather than like keeping them for the sake of it, I really want to like just cull what I have and just continue to like move towards a more curated sort of like collection, and only really keep things that I really love, that I like experimenting with sometimes, or like really just like sparks level of joy. I don't want to keep anything that feels like a chore, and I have actually gotten rid of a few things that I felt like a chore and I feel so glad about it, but I feel like there's a lot more that I couldn't get rid of. So that's something that I really sort of want to work towards next year. So like most likely it will be the one writing project that I do every month. Sort of like quarterly shop my stash. Obviously the beauty empties are going to stay because I love seeing that kind of content, and I need to talk about it because I feel like that's the only way for me to, one, make progress, to keep myself accountable to actually use stuff, and I'll figure out what else I sort of do within like the rest of that. But yeah, I just really wanted to show you guys that I've actually like made some progress on this palette. I did say in June it will probably take me a year to use this because I will probably forget to use it, and that stands. That pretty much does stand. I have in the last couple of months actually gotten a lot of use out of this. I think I'm currently at 11 uses of this palette. I had it somewhere here. So 11 uses is not that bad to then hit pan in this. The other thing is I am also like light, I guess like a light medium tone. So I will need to use a little bit more of this product than somebody who's paler than me. But where this blush doesn't really have the same like colour and vibrancy really as it kind of did at the start, it does mean that I need to pack on a little bit more. So I am using it a lot more than what I probably would have been doing if I was using this when I first got this blush duo. So yeah, keep that in mind too. But I think I kind of just wanted to touch up on this a little bit before I like kind of wrap it up. But this is basically me just saying I'm wrapping up this project pan and I'm no longer going to have it as a separate thing. The next time you sort of see this palette will be when I roll it in to my like rolling permanent sort of project pan. So that will give me the thing to like focus in on some products, and this was like a wand. I love it. Rather than having too much stuff to commit to, I want to kind of like limit that a little bit and only like do to certain things. And I think doing like a limited project pan will be what's useful for me. Obviously I'll test it out next year and see how I feel, but I hate the fact that it feels like a chore and it feels very stressful. And I think makeup is never really that serious, and if it comes to that point then something has to change, and that probably does mean that I either need to take a break from a project panning to the extent that I wanted to. Yeah, also this year I have spent a lot of time being ill, unfortunately, which has meant that I've not done as much makeup as what I had done in the last sort of couple of years, especially like 2 years ago. I was flying through products at that point. Like I had, I think, over 75 products that were empties. This year I don't even think I'm gonna touch like 30, if I'm being honest. So yeah, that was a very long like update for this. That didn't need to be that long, but yeah, things are like a little bit all over the place. So I'll see what happens, but I just wanted to show you guys that I have actually been using this palette and I have made some nice progress on this, and hopefully by next year June, which will take me to a year of this palette, I have finished this product, because that would be really nice. I have so many other face palettes to use, it's actually ridiculous. And on top of that, I have like so many blushes and the highlighters also to use. It's a bit ridiculous. If I count up my pans, I think it will send me into orbit, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to have to stop there, otherwise I will continue venting, and I don't think that is the right sort of place to vent at the moment, especially because my thoughts are very chaotic at the moment and it's not really helping. But I just wanted to sort of show that update for this palette, and the fact that I've actually made progress, which is nice to see. Like, I haven't completely forgotten this. I am still like actually using the product, and I am enjoying using this product up, which does also mean that the other two palettes I have of these, they're going to be very quick and easy to use. I obviously have been using this a lot more now, especially in autumn time, and you can kind of really tell as well that this palette is getting used, so that's really nice to see. But hopefully next time I show you guys this palette, I actually have made a lot more progress in this and I can be close to using up both of those products. But that is everything for today. I hope you guys liked some of this video, at least seeing like the progress being made on this product. But that is going to be all from me today. I will catch you next week.